Hey, hey, what's up, everyone? What's up, Shaq? What's up, Nabil? Satoshi? Yes, 3D prints. I've got a couple of, actually, three models that I've 3D printed um, that I need to clean up before I can ship them to the customer. So I'll get to clean them up, show them off, and hang out with you guys. But yeah, if you're new here, I do a lot of 3D printing. It's been my new favorite hobby besides playing video games. Um, If you like to see painting 3D prints, that's what I'm doing Thursday. I have a GG I'm working on. I could probably just turn the camera to show the project that we're working on painting, and I've got quite a long paint queue. Yes, I do. If you're interested, hey, you're giving me the perfect chance to intro everything. Etsy.com slash shops, or is it slash stores? Anyway, it's called Arcane Figure Works. I've got a bunch of different prints listed there, and actually, I also have a lot of prints I haven't printed yet. So if there's anyone you're interested in, feel free to DM me on Etsy. You can DM me on Twitter. You can ask me in chat, and I'll let you know if I got any of those. Also, what's up, Merlin? It has been a while. Glad to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Um, yeah, so I've got Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame. I think that's how you say her full name. I guess I would just called her Liz for short. Um, and then by Remy, I have Office Lady Nerissa, also by Remy, and Nerissa by Kuru Figures. Um, so two Nerissas and a Liz for a customer that we're going to work on tonight because I need to ship them by the end of the week. So, kind of hitting the limit of my deadline. Ooh, close that, close that. Oh my god, you close Edge and Edge is like, hey, before you close me, do you want to do this? No. Also, the pop up for Windows 11. Like, my computer's been online all day. Sorry for the slightly late start. I was finishing getting everything cured so that way we can do the sanding and post processing. Let me go ahead and. I already checked on the other computer. The streams look good, sound good. I'll get some music going. No, I haven't played Marvel Rivals in a minute, Merlin. Probably not. Probably not since Rogue was added. My shop looks great. Thank you very much. Yeah, just a little bit of modern alchemy here. It's unfortunately this part is a little tedious and not as cool as I don't know painting might be, because it's going to be looking for. My mic sounds worse than you remember. Uh-oh. I am on the hand cam computer, so that could be doing it. How does that sound? I mean, this is also the cheap mic, so if it's going bad, that's possible too. Turn down the music. A little better, but a little breathy. You're gonna make me listen to myself. Hang on. Sorry, everyone. Check. Mic 1, 2. Maybe a little quiet, but I think I sound. I can hear you exhale and inhale. Yeah, that's gonna happen on this mic because it doesn't have a pop filter, and the processor on this computer can't handle the noise suppression like on the other computer. So yeah, you're gonna hear me breathe. I'm sorry. My bad. Maybe I should invest in a better mic for this computer since I've been spending more time painting than gaming. ASMR bread thing. It's just a cheaper mic on a cheaper computer, so I don't have the. Unfortunately, I don't have the processing bandwidth to run all the noise suppression stuff without the microphone. What would you say? Like getting all glitchy and stuff. Hardly noticeable. Thank you. I'd probably just sound better on the gaming computer, which I think Merlin's used to. I do take audio seriously because I understand like people like to watch the stream and maybe do something else on the side, and if the stream is unwatchable or unlistenable because the audio is bad, I don't want to create that experience for anyone. Okay. So we'll start with, oh, you know what? I have this one right here, so we'll start with this one. So this is the big Nerissa. This is the one, I believe this is the one by Kuru. Hey, what's up, mercenary? Did I see the Kingsman drama? Yeah. It's actually kind of crazy because that drama actually reached my fiance. She asked me about it, and I had to tell her that she probably knows about as much as I do. So I dry fit most of these parts earlier, so everything does fit together pretty well. We just got to sand it up so the support marks, like you see all these bumps, we're going to try to smooth all that out. And if the printer left any gaps, or if I accidentally create gaps, we'll have to fill those in. Are these the same part? Did I print two of the same? No, these aren't the same. They're similar. A couple weeks ago. Are we back? Hang on, it says we're back. Or did it kill it? Okay, alright. It looks like it's live on my end again. Whoops. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. Hey, at least we're back. Hey, what's up, Dave? Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, a Kingsman drama. Guy was playing in a Marvel Rivals tournament. I think it was a streamer tournament. And his teammate he was asking his teammates if we could swap off like the 09 Widowmaker, not Widowmaker, Black Widow. Widowmaker's a different game. And his teammates started making fun of him for wanting the prize money, calling him poor. And then they kind of started getting dragged publicly. I think that's the drama that Merlin is asking about. What I thought was really funny was that drama had reached my fiance's side of the internet, so she was like, oh, hey, have you heard about this? I was like, you probably know about as much as I do. But the reason why she had heard about it was because Moist Critical Charlie had made a video on it. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, since he's talking about it, she watches his videos, so that's how she found out about it. So we're going to start with Nerissa here tonight. Hang on, let me tilt my camera up just a slight bit more. There we go. I'm going to get a fresh sheet of sandpaper because we do got a lot of surface area on the bases here to clean up. So I'll be right back. It created a new nickname, Zaza. Oh no, I got a Zaza stack. That's pretty funny. Well, I guess they're famous for being a new nickname. Life's going good, Dave. I hope you're doing well. Got anything new or exciting going on? Alright. 220 grit, which is, and I'm not joking, it is 220 grit. Little inside joke there. And 400 grit water dry. Also, I got these sanding sticks at Hobby Lobby. These are phenomenal. If this one's too used up, I might use another one. I got plenty of these. But I think they're 400 and 600. What I think would be better, a cord or cordless Drumble? I'm pretty sure most corded things, you have the power the whole length, the whole time that you're using it, whereas battery-powered stuff, as you lose your charge, you're going to lose some of the power. Now, these pieces are fully cured, but as I sand them, it's going to create dust, and that dust isn't great to breathe. So I actually should put on a mask. And isn't great to get on your skin. Because resin is not nice to us. And I am buried in it. So there's a couple of pieces inside there. It looks like supports I didn't get last time when I was taking these off, so we'll just try to knock these. Yeah, I'm gonna get a fresh file. This one's fully clogged up. Hang on one second. Okay. Grabbed a couple more tools. Unopened box of files. Actually, I lied. They're 240 and 320 grit. But still good for getting the job done. And then actual, factual. I don't know where half of these went, but files. So these will be helpful too for tonight. I don't know where, I've got like, I guess I must have 3 or 4 of these floating around my desk somewhere. And then just a dry brush that I use to clean off the dust. Okay, so that should get us back to where we were. Yeah, I like Hobby Lobby too. But also just where I live, I don't have any other options, so it's Hobby Lobby or Amazon. And the problem is a lot of the stuff I get at Hobby Lobby, I can get on Amazon, but people are cranking the prices up. It's crazy. Resident Evil 9 came out to mixed reviews? I'm sorry, I thought Resident Evil 9 was doing really well in the reviews. Okay, so I wanted to use something a little bit more durable to knock these support pieces out of here. So I went and got the files while I was up. This is Ogre Battle, isn't it? Gone again? Dude, what is my internet doing? And the answer is yes, this is Ogre Battle. Hopefully this isn't my end. I haven't changed any of my settings. That's weird that it's done that twice. Some people love it and others say it's the worst one yet. Are people mad about the grace segments like another streamer I saw? Overpriced cable internet. I actually have fiber optic and it's cheaper than broadband. I'm paying like a third of what I would be paying Comcast for my AT&T, but I've never had issues like this. Though sometimes the issue is on OBS's end because I'm using OBS for multi-streaming for YouTube and Twitch at the same time. But also YouTube had trouble the other day too, so who knows? Could be any factor. I was trying a funny bit. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your funny. YouTube's been finicky lately. Yeah, they changed something with how they calculate people's home pages. And the reason why I know that the homepage algorithm is screwed up is because I was scrolling down my suggested page or my homepage or whatever you want to call it, and it just kept recycling like the same 6 videos. Like I'd scroll and it would show the same 6 videos. I'd scroll again. You get the row of ads and the row of shorts, and it was the same 6 videos again. I was like, okay. If I've scrolled past them 3 times, stop showing it to me. I'm looking for something else. Like, I don't want to watch another speedrunner cheating exposed video or... I don't know. It was just the same 3 things. It felt like the same 3 topics. I was like, no, I want to watch something new. Though... I am seeing drop frames over here, so it could have been on my end. I just don't know why it would do that when I've not changed anything on the setup. Why the setup would all of a sudden just not be working right. Ada and her turtleneck will never not be my weakness. I do like it when a new game comes out and then Twitter for a day or a couple days is just nothing but fan art for that game. Karl Jobst. No, it was Abysssoft was what I was getting recommended today. Who I also enjoy. Well, I haven't enjoyed Karl Jobst in a while. I think after he kind of got exposed for not being forthcoming with the Billy Mitchell lawsuit, he's been kind of not as fun to watch. Okay, there's a couple spots I missed. Fan art and fan art, yes. I will say I've seen a lot of the fan art stuff in my feed as well. Yeah, it's a real shame what Karl did, because everyone and their cousin knows Billy Mitchell's litigious, and he likes to sue to protect his reputation. And Karl makes content calling out cheaters, so you'd think, oh, he made the video on Billy Mitchell, he made the jokes on Billy Mitchell's gonna get him for the cheating thing. And then it was like, no, I accused him of killing killing a guy. I was like, oh, now hang on a second. And then he was being coy about it, like, "Oh, I couldn't tell you the details, guys." Like, no, he told us details otherwise and made us led people to believe. I don't know. It was really bad. Sony is renting PlayStations now? I did not hear that. What's up, Chest Height Wall? So, like, they're doing the Blockbuster model where, okay, you don't own the console, but if you want to play the games, you can rent the system from us. One of Grace's combo costumes in Resident 9 is she has Lady Dimitrescu's outfit with extra cake to match. Are you sure that's a real costume and not a mod? Because I've seen the mods are already out. I love Kirby music. It's a real costume. I'm playing Resident Evil 9 now. Okay. Never mind. Modders doing God's work. I think it's great that we're getting, both sides are getting what they want, or all sides are getting what they want, I should say. If you thirst for Leon, there's mods for Leon. If you thirst for Grace, there's mods for Grace. Sony's gonna stop porting their exclusives, starting with Wolverine. Oh. We'll just see if Wolverine's worth playing again. Again? What do I mean by again? What do I mean by that? I meant if Sony can make exclusives, it's worth buying the console again. I missed the Spanner Wrench, the mods on YouTube have. Oh my god, they changed it to shields. What happened to wrenches? I just noticed. Okay, so the problem with her staff is it's long and it's thin, and I can't apply too much pressure while sanding for fear of bending it. It would change job class. That's the LARP now, going from engineers to warriors. 3 or 4 updates ago on YouTube mobile. It must have just hit because I've only just noticed tonight. These guys at YouTube aren't very street smart or something. It's free money that they're just flushing. Yeah. What is up, Torny, the Witch Lord? I am crafting anime girls. Hololive anime girls, to be exact. Yeah, they're book smart, not street smart. That's the right saying. Try and get the support markings off. Be real gentle with this piece. I can't. Tax season's upon us. Yep. I saw my dad last weekend and he was like, "Have you done your taxes yet?" I'm like, "No, it's not April. I wait till the last minute." I submit them at the deadline. I hold on to my money as long as I can. Now, since this piece is kind of delicate, I'm going to set it aside right away. Try not to bump it or break it later. I had a brush. There it is. I got mine all done already, that's why I have a PC. Well, my problem is... I think I've owed every year for like the last 5 years. So I just dread it. You know, I hate doing the TurboTax and putting in... Okay, you know, I put in the money I get from my job, that's fine. And then I start inputting, you know, the YouTube money. And then it's like, oh, hang on a second. Small personal business on the side? And then I go from the green into the red, like instantly as soon as I put the YouTube money. Like, oh, okay. And this year is the first year I've run the Etsy store, so I'm gonna have to report the Etsy earnings, so I'm not looking forward to it. Hey, what's up, Joe? What's up, Kuro? I'm painting dolls again. No, I'm actually cleaning dolls. The side business went up from like 6 to 20K before you have to report. Oh, hang on. I don't make 20K on the side business. If that's the case, I'll have to report it. I'm gonna double check that though. What did we go to the war with the British for again? Man. Yeah. Wasn't it like 0.5% on tea? It was like our forefathers got really pissed at like a 0.5% tax, and now here we are. Oh, hey, we're building a new stadium in your county, so you and your neighboring county have to what was I gonna say? Oh, so I have to pay an extra 1% tax on everything to help pay for this stadium. And I don't even watch sports ball, but whatever. You know what else it's gonna do? It's gonna make my... Yeah, it's the Yoshi song. I have the top 164 songs playing from... This is what we started last time, so we're halfway through the playlist. Yeah, they're not dolls, Mom. They're action figures. They're highly detailed 1/7 scale figurines. Just do a Napoleon Dynamite accent every time you have to defend yourself as a nerd. Gosh, Tina, get your dinner. Are any of them Wolverine action figures? Nope. Marvel strikes me as one of those IPs that would probably DMCA every listing of their IPs. How's Rocky? Rocky's doing good. Yep, I do paint them. The paintings aren't listed on the Etsy store, but like I'm working on painting another character. Joe Blah, if I didn't answer you earlier, I'm doing well. I hope you are as well. Marvel's owned by Disney, so it's more likely they'll DMCA everything. Yeah. Okay, so this is one I really need to sand. You can see the rows of support dots. Good news is this faces face down in the base. It connects to this part here. So they're not going to be very visible. Super interested in these for real at Click Figures, so I'd be very interested. Hell yeah. Yeah, like I said, if there's someone you're looking for and it's not on the store, let me know. Because I follow a lot of artists on Patreon that make these files. I don't make them myself. But, oh my god. I can't believe I dropped that and it didn't land on any of the brittle parts. I was gonna be so mad if I had to reprint this. Alright, hang on. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so if there's a character that you're interested in and you don't see them in the store, there's a chance I might have them already. And I can find the file and show you a render of what it might look like. If you're interested in a painting commission, I'd probably have to turn you down in the short term because I need to finish this GG. I have another painting that Shaq commissioned me for, and then I also have a giveaway that I'd like to do. And then I'll take on commissions again. I need to refine my process or get better so I can whip out the paintings faster. But I don't want to like rush it and you get this, you know, really horrid looking thing. Because I've seen people on Etsy who also do the painting, but they also try to, you know, whip them out quickly, and it's not good. Yeah, I mean bookmarked. Hell yeah. Yeah, and I try to shout out the artists that I get their prints from. So if you see them release a new print, yes, I have that one. So if you go and look at Remy, and you're like, oh, Remy has that new Mori in a Devil May Cry outfit, then yep, I have that one. For sure. And I did print that one recently, but I'm not going to work on that one tonight because it's not for an order I have to ship by the end of the week. But I will tweet that one. Am I good with tech brands? Asus laptop good for gaming or work? I have an Asus laptop, and yeah, mine is an Asus. I recommend them. The only I have to get, this is the second one I have to replace, but my Asus laptop has now gone through 2 batteries, but it's still alive and kicking. Just the battery's been the only part that's, I guess, keeps wearing out. But yeah, highly recommend them. I've had, I mean, I recommend them so much that convinced my fiance to get one, and she likes hers, so yeah, I like Asus as a brand. The battery's a concern. The battery might be a concern on the one that I have. The one that I have is like 9 years old. So it actually might be older than that. It might be over a decade old. Lenovo are definitely really good too. But Exodus is right. They are more expensive. Okay, this one I have to be really gentle because there's a lot of thin parts. But I need to sand down some of the support marks. I wouldn't recommend Hewlett Packard. I've had issues with their laptops in my history. The last Hewlett Packard I owned had a 12-month warranty, and on the 13th month it stopped working. and they would not give me any leeway. Alienware is expensive, but I think they're owned by Dell, so they're probably okay. But I think for Alienware, you're paying for the brand name. I don't know if that's what HP means. HP means Hewlett Packard, yeah. Oh, the bar spacing's just wide enough I can fit the file right in there. My brother has a Victus and it's still trucking. Nice. Yeah, the only issues my fiance's had with her laptop came from all her issues were Windows 11 related. There was no issue with the laptop. I remember when I was a wee lad seeing Alienwares in magazine, they look cool. I remember browsing Newegg way back in the day for home building computers, and they had really gimmicky, cheap plastic cases back in the day, and I would spring for them because I wanted to have the computer that looked like a Gundam head, you know, as a kid. I say kid, I was a teenager, but still. And they were cheap and horrible and broke. But for like the first week you had them, they looked amazing. And when all the lights worked before the cheap LEDs burnt out and crap, I mean, you were the badass at the LAN parties. And then, like, a month later, you show up at the LAN party with the same computer, and it just doesn't look remotely like it used to out of the box. I remember when Alienware laptops were moddable with the swappable GPUs. Oh, that sounds cool. They're probably not like that anymore. I think the problem with laptops is because you're trying to cram so much electronics in such a small space that everything has to be proprietary, so you don't get any of the cool, or you don't get the ability to custom build or swap out a lot of features. Hard to do upgrades on that. This is gonna be a little hard to paint, I think, because you got the little birdie stand, the perch. Alright, let's get her chest cleaned up. They might start soldering RAM to motherboards. Yeah, especially if the prices of RAM keep going up. I feel really bad. The Yuki and Yuna, their computer went out and they did a mem test and their RAM was bad. And I didn't realize that the computer they were using for streaming was 128 gigabytes of RAM. And all of it was bad. I was like, oh my god. And then they tried to order half that, like 64 gigabytes at $700 just to get the computer back up and running. And there was something else wrong too. So last I heard, they're looking for a pre-built just to get back up and running. But as you guys know, last month I spent like a week trying to diagnose what was wrong with my computer when it was the power supply that went out. But I ended up buying a whole new motherboard, a whole new processor, a whole bunch of other crap to try to fix my computer. The good news on that, though, I will say, is I sent the old power supply in because it was under a year old. And NZXT was the brand. And I read their warranty. I was like, hey, you guys warranty this for, 1 year for, parts. This thing didn't even make it 9 months. I would like a new one, please. Or my money back. And I said, all right, here's a new, I had to send it in. I sent it in, and a week later, they're like, okay, yep, RMA approved. So I should get it back tomorrow. I have tons of backup parts now. Yeah, now I have a spare CPU and a spare motherboard, and now I have a spare power supply. So I basically have half of a computer. Oh, and I have a spare graphics card too, because I still have the 3070 for when I upgraded to the 5070. So the only thing I don't have is RAM, which right now is the most expensive part. $2,000 for RAM? No, probably not. At least not the RAM that I use. But we've hit issues like this before in PC building. I think it was Seagate or Western Digital, or someone had a warehouse catch fire in like Taiwan or something. And so a ton of hard drives were destroyed. And so for a period of time, hard drives were even very expensive for PCs. I mean, they're kind of expensive right now too, but they haven't gone up as much as RAM has. Surprisingly, GPUs, except for the 5090s, have pretty much stayed the same in terms of pricing. So long as you don't want the best of the best, you can still get GPUs at a reasonable price, and there's stock of them right now too. Don't jinx it. Try not to jinx it. Try to let you guys know, so in case you need to go or you want to go upgrade parts. You can't buy new hard drives from Western Digital for like a whole year because they're so backed up. Yep. But it's happened before. Supply will catch up to demand. I mean, GPU prices during COVID were crazy because everyone was like, okay, well, might as well stay indoors and play video games. And then the scalpers went crazy on that situation. But scalpers were going crazy on a lot of stuff too, so I think GPUs just got caught up in a lot of that. But it looks like that's mostly balanced out. Excuse me. Try to make the bird's butt nice and smooth, but he's gonna be sitting, so hopefully none of that really shows. Toilet paper scalpels were crazy. Yeah, and people who scalped soap and hand sanitizer. I still have some tequila hand sanitizer. One of the distilleries, I guess near me, changed from making alcohol to making hand sanitizer, but I guess it's a similar-ish process or something, but they just sold it in the same bottle too, so it's like, do not drink, this isn't tequila, this is actually hand sanitizer. I guess, you know, alcohol is alcohol, right? Speaking of alcohol, I finally tried the non-alcoholic Stella, and it is awesome. I might have found something that I can drink that tastes like beer, but doesn't mess me up like beer. I guess I also have the added benefit of I won't get drunk from it, but I guess that means I won't make an ass of myself. Out of sanitizer, vodka will solve the problem? Yes. Seems like a very Russian response to the situation. So yeah, I worked when my dad was up here visiting because he gave up alcohol for Lent, and I can't drink alcohol normally, so I went to the liquor store and got a couple different non-alcoholic beers. One was Corona, and I gotta say, that tasted pretty bad. I did not enjoy that one. But then we got the Stella, and the Stella was really good. But I don't know if the drinking streams would have the same effect if I'm drinking a non-alcoholic beer. Also, interesting tidbit I learned today was the developer of Dota, IceFrog, who went over to Steam to help work on Dota 2. I didn't realize this, but it makes total sense now that I think about it. He's working on Deadlock. IceFrog is working on Deadlock. So, I really need to check out Deadlock if the Dota guy is working on it. Out of fuel vodka. Need to clean a wound vodka. Need to numb the pain vodka. It's a shame. I have a big bottle of nice vodka that I will never be able to drink, so I'm gonna have to find a family member or a neighbor or someone to give it away to because it's just taking up space. I also still have my Dr. Disrespect whiskey, which now I can't enjoy because of his controversies, and then also can't enjoy alcohol, so that was $100 well spent. But to be fair, at the time, one, I didn't know I wasn't going to be able to drink, and two, I didn't know what he had done. What brand of vodka? Oh, what brand of vodka? The vodka is Ocean Vodka. It's comes in a big blue round bottle. It looks like a mana bottle. Like a mana potion bottle. That was the whole reason why I got it. Well, Reggie had also recommended it to me too. So it works on two fronts. Reggie recommended it, and then it was shipped. It looks like it's in a mana potion bottle. So Yeah, it was good. It was nice and smooth, but unfortunately wasted on me. So unfortunately this print had a bunch of supports on the underside of the chin. Usually you see heads printed upside down and the supports connect like at the top of the head, because all this is going to get hidden by the hair. So you know, I don't make these myself, but if I had to give feedback, that's what I would say. Is you want to print it on supports on the surfaces that aren't going to be seen. I remember the first taste of vodka tasted like mosquito dupe. Alaska's way of saying repellent. We just say bug spray. I just realized how dumb of a thought I just had, but I was like, oh, really, you get mosquitoes in Alaska. You'd think it'd be too cold for them to live there. But I guess you do get a summer like everyone else. It's probably just a short summer. Probably not as intense summer. But still, probably breeds plenty of mosquitoes. The unofficial state bird is the mosquito. It's that bad, huh? Well, to be fair, in my state, we say the unofficial state flower is the traffic cone, because our roads seem to always be under construction. See what work we need to do on the legs. Okay, yeah. It's worse than my area. The tundras, they're everywhere. Dang. So glad I don't have mosquitoes in my part of California. Wonder why you don't have mosquitoes in California. That's interesting. So what's up, Abby? How are you? I hope school is doing well. Going well, doing well. I hope you're doing well at school. They aren't as bad as gnats. And gnats are annoying too. Wonder if Nerissa's very tall, or if it's just the heels, because she seems very leggy in both of these models, like Mori. When gnats, when mosquitoes bite you, they do you a favor with numbing you. Gnats are assholes because they hurt like hell. I mean, yeah, the whole numbing you thing's a survival strat, so that way they can sneak in there and get their meal and get on out. I hate mosquitoes too. And gnats. That's why when I get spiders on the porch, I try to take care of them. Or if I find a spider indoors, I try to set them outside. I'm like, look, I'll keep you alive. Just eat all the bugs out here. I think what made me fall in love with spiders and like trying to keep them around and keep them alive was I had some orb weavers. This was a couple houses ago for me, but orb weavers are really beautiful spiders. They have the big butts and they have like the pretty designs on them, and they craft these really big elaborate webs. But we had an orb weaver and we left them alone. And so we had this balcony in this house that we had. It was kind of like a low roof too, and we let like I must say, this guy must have built a web that spanned like half the railing of the balcony from the top of the rail to the bottom of the roof. And I was like, man, that's so disgusting when I first saw it. And then I saw those stink bugs, those shield bugs, which are some sort of invasive species. This orb weaver was catching them and eating them. And I was like, oh my god, I want more of you. If you're going to eat the invasive bugs that smell really bad and get freaking everywhere, please have lots of babies and have them all grow up around my house and eat all those bugs. Yeah, spiders are I like spiders a lot. There's only two that I, of course, don't give any quarter to, and that's brown recluses and black widows. I get both of those in my state. And there was even one time I encountered a kind of brownish, pale-ish spider, and I was like, man, you're pretty close to being a recluse, so I unfortunately ended his or her life just to be on the safe side. I was like, yeah, I don't want you creeping around, sorry. But yeah, if you're a wolf spider, jumping spider, orb weaver, I'm leaving you alone. Eat the pests. Isn't Nerissa second tallest, Koku being the tallest, and Sana is big? I don't know what the official heights for everyone, but I think Sana was like the representation of the galaxy, so she was automatically quite big, wasn't she? Highguard is shutting down March 12th. Yeah, that was interesting because it didn't seem like a terrible game, but it seemed like it also got overhyped. Don't overpromise and underdeliver, guys. And this is exactly why. If they had more of a marketing team and tweeted more about the games to keep the hype rolling coming off of the VGAs. But like they didn't tweet anything until like 3 days before the game came out, which is really, you know, weird. And then, you know, they were doing some, you know, patch changes with like okay, you guys said the maps are too big for 3-on-3. We're, you know, playtesting a new 5-on-5 mode. So, you know, they were responding to community criticism. So I was like, okay, maybe this does have a chance. And then, yeah, now it's completely dead. Jeff is not taking it well. I saw right before I went live that he had made his tweet. Someone had reposted his old tweet from like January where he's like, in 48 hours, I'm going to demand an apology. And now it's like, Jeff, I think we deserve the apology because what happened? What's this? The Concord? Yeah, it's another Concord. Marathon doesn't seem to be doing well either. They had the Slam the Servers weekend. And then they've gone from like 150,000 concurrent players to like 1,500. Yeah, High Guard was the game announced at the end of the Video Game Awards. And Jeff Keighley talked a big game about it. And then it came out. Yeah. I think Bungie's done after this. Yeah. But I was talking about this in a Discord this morning. I mean, some of these studios just, they have the name, but they don't have the staff that made the name good. Like take Obsidian, for example. You know, they made New Vegas, and New Vegas was awesome. And we're probably going to get a New Vegas remastered. Blah. But, oh, wow. I just realized there's such insane detail. Hang on, if I can get it to focus. There's a pattern on her boot. I don't know if you guys can see that, if it's too bright. What if I turn the light down? Focus, damn you. That's not gonna focus, is it? Anyway, there's like an inlay on her boot that might be hard to see, but it looks really cool. Gotta turn the light back up. One of these buttons. Oh. There we go. I think so. Yeah. The Bungie now is not the same Bungie as then, and Obsidian made New Vegas, and then made Outer Wilds, and it was said, oh, it's from Obsidian, the same people that made New Vegas. Well, the same studio. It was not the same people. And so, you know, you've got Bungie, and it's like, hey, it's the same studio that made Halo, and it's like, not the same people. Will Destiny and Destiny 2 survive? Ain't played them, but I know some people that play them. I don't know what's happening to them. Didn't Marathon get in trouble for, like, stealing artwork? Like, that game already had, was already coming to the market in a rough spot. Yeah, I got people trying to get me to play World of Warcraft again. I was like, no, thank you. Is this Ogre Battle again? Hang on, this is so familiar. Oh, it is. I'm so right. I love being right. Oh, I thought I got kicked off again. Something updated on the OBS. Are they not making MMOs anymore? I mean, I saw Ashes of Creation just went... completely dead and gone, like, surprisingly. Oh, so what? You have Final Fantasy 14 and World of Warcraft? Is that it? Is there any other big MMOs being played anymore? Or even semi-big? Is Halo dying? I haven't played Halo in a while. I liked Infinite at some points for the multiplayer, but there was a lot of server issues when that first came out. And unfortunately, that took me out of the game. And then when it was like, okay, we fixed the servers, the big game mode is back on, I just wasn't interested in playing the 20-on-20 game mode anymore because I had moved on to other things. So I'm glad Bungie denied my application. Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like being indie you have a better chance, or even working for a smaller studio. Bandai Namco's about to announce an MMO. Oh, hang on. That might be good. Oh, wait, hang on. Bandai Namco reminds me of something. Did Code Vein 2 ever come out? Or was that just a big wet fart? Did that just, like, come out and just, like, no one cared? Like, it was bad? Like, I didn't hear anything. Like, I heard that there was the character creator was released, and then nothing. I wonder if people forget that EA is owned by the Saudis. I don't think people forgot. It released last month. Whoops. Completely skipped my radar, which sucks because I did enjoy the first game a lot. It sounded like a downgrade from the first? Oh no. That's a shame. This is classic. Super Mario 64. This is one of those songs that I hear it and I can hear like the chomp chomp in the background, you know? Like the sound effects are like playing along with the music in my head. It came out and it was bad, dang. Well, I'll probably skip it then. Which is fair, because I need to pay bills and taxes before I worry about buying stuff. I need to save up for a Switch too. Kirby's Air Riders, so that way Reggie doesn't say I'm ducking him anymore. Performance issues censored? It was censored? Ugh. His censorship is so dumb. It's probably because I grew up listening to like George Carlin and reading his books and stuff. But like, George Carlin got in trouble because he had a routine where he was doing the 7 words you can't say on television. Or maybe that whole routine was spawned from an earlier routine that he got in trouble for. Because someone heard his routine and got offended and called about it. And his whole point of censorship has really stuck out with me. It's like, look, if you don't like it, turn it down, turn it off, or change the channel. You know, so if you don't want to play the sexy anime girl game, it's not for you then. Why you gotta, try to yuck someone else's yum? And the thing about Code Vein is, it wasn't like anime tropey with like bouncing the boobs in the player's face or anything like that. It was, the characters were attractive, yes, but it was like attractive characters in a very tragic and sad story. Old and bad games, the last two, 360 and PS3 seem like gems today. Dude, I was watching an old playthrough, someone else playing Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, made me want to play Revengeance again. I was like, man, Revengeance is so good. And I've not played that type of game since Revengeance. Though I haven't played Devil May Cry 5. Maybe that'll make me change my opinion. I've been waiting for Phantom Zero Blade to get the Sekiro MGR magic back. Ooh. Also, what's up, Insectoid? Hope you're doing well. I'll put that game on my radar. I haven't finished Sekiro either. And what I want to do is when I stream games again, because I've been doing a lot of painting, is I want to do Sekiro but with a punishment wheel. So like every 5 deaths, we spin the punishment wheel and I do like a shot of ranch or lemon juice or... I don't know. You guys write a tweet for me. Gift subs or something. Sorry. I am now that I'm playing Resident Evil 9. Objectively great game, and yeah, Leon is that good. I saw this tweet, and I sent it to another gay friend. But it was, the first tweet was like, oh my god, what are they feeding Leon? Because there's that picture of him opening the cabinet, you just see his bicep just... And someone had quote replied saying, pineapples, hopefully. If I find it again, I'll send it to you on Discord. I think I have you on Discord. Oh, you saw that one. Okay. Yeah, so the other day when I was talking about memes around Leon, that's the kind of stuff I was talking about. Just like the thirsting for him. From both sides. They've made... Leon has become a revolutionary figure like Lara Croft was for straight men. Yeah, but what's great about Leon is he's got the gay guys and the women all just like gaga over him. Like, Capcom has, like, perfectly formulated and mixed and crafted the perfect himbo. I forget, the movie or game T-Virus, when compatible with, makes them stronger, better, faster. I actually don't know what you're trying to ask, Dave. I'm sorry. And I'm also not up to date on my Resident Evil lore. I think his personality is a factor too. He's not too serious, not too silly, just the right mix. Look at this guy. Everyone's thirsting over Leon and his muscles and insectoids. Like, I like him for his personality. Sure, buddy. I think it does help that he tends to be a well-written character. I think that helps characters be popular. Sorry. This is a pretty thick piece of resin, so it's had some heavy supports when it was printed, so I need to try to smooth these down, and it's not cooperating. I think we're kind of having a homo sorry, Freudian slip. Himbo renaissance. We had Laios from Dungeon Meshi, Dunk from Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and maybe one other guy. I don't know who Dunk is, but I do know who Laios is. And Laios was another one that I felt like both sides was kind of lusting after him, which was nice to see because a lot of the art was showing him, fan art was showing him like slightly chubby, like muscular, chubby dad bod kind of type. I was like, yeah, that seems more realistic for someone like him. Dukan, played by Peter Claffey. Claffey? More serious than Laios, but the exact same. Okay. Duncan, not Dukan, my bad. See, my type just happens to be blonde knight with a spear. And then it's like, yep, alright. Put him on my team. He's not getting off the roster. Except for Amber, what's his name, Amber? From Fire Emblem Engage. I don't think I used him as much, but I didn't find him as interesting as, say, Dimitri. I'm also playing through Final Fantasy VI, the Pixel Remaster. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot Edgar existed. I used all of Celine's units for the entire playthrough of Fire Emblem 17. Was that Louis and... Oh my god, she's got blue hair, she eats really weird food. What is her name? I want to say Cleo, but that's not right. But it's pronounced weird like that. Oh, Mercenary, you can just tell me. Oh, no, I was close. Chloe. So, man, now I'm mad that I was that close. Not into Final Fantasy, but are all of the games connected at all? Just running tropes. And the gag that there's a Cid in every Final Fantasy, and Cid usually is like an engineer or the guy with the airship. But no, they're not connected. I mean, 10 and 10.2 are connected, obviously, and 13.1, 13.2, and 13.3. But no, going from Final Fantasy 4 to Final Fantasy 5, different characters, different story. I think you'll get references. Like, I think there's like Dragoon characters in later games. Correct me if I'm wrong. Either in 14, 15, or 16, I think there's a female Dragoon and her last name is Highwind, which is a callback all the way to Final Fantasy IV because the Dragoon in your party was Kain Highwind. You're talking about 5 and 6 where it's connected by Kefka? Wait, 5 and 6 are connected by Kefka? Really? See, I was going to say, like, there's common tropes, because in Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 4, you have to kill an evil king, and you have to kill... a dark elf. And then you have to encounter dwarves, and in both games they say lolly ho. Trying to Google who the third anime blonde himbo I'm thinking of, and the results are not helping. Just Twinks. Perhaps connected to 9, he shows up there as well. Of course you're making these callouts, and I haven't played 5 all the way through it. I've never played 9, so I don't know enough to say either way. Which Final Fantasy had the giant turtle boss, a car, and the hot girl mechanic? That had to be 16, right? Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen, I've never watched. And Varka from Genshin, never played. So those himbos are lost on me. All yours, Insectoid. The oldest himbo, Johnny Bravo. Did you know Seth MacFarlane used to write for Johnny Bravo? It's an interesting bit of trivia I learned the other day. What's even funnier is Seth MacFarlane got recruited by Hanna-Barbera out of college. He went to animation school, and he got hired to write, even though he did animation. He went to school for animation. What was the Star Trek parody show that Seth wrote or made? Because he also guest stars in it. Because I was talking to my mom about it, and I forgot what it was called. So I need to figure out the name of it and tell her so she can watch it. It's the show where it's 500 cigarettes. I saw that meme was going around again. Actually, I think it's just perpetually always going around. Shoot, this Nerissa is taking longer than I thought. We might be doing this Thursday too. Okay, so these pieces are supposed to fit a sandwich like that. And we connect to the bottom like so. And then she stands on like a canted base like that. But this needs to be sanded because that's Clearly very rough on the bottom. So they're about halfway done with this one. We've been at it for an hour and a half already. Use the X-Acto for this. It's supposed to get warm here this week, but it hasn't happened yet, and when it does get warm, it's going to come with a lot of rain. Sorry, I was working just out of the camera range. I'll probably have to work on these tomorrow night too. Make sure I have them ready to ship. I'll probably work on ERB next because she's got less pieces. So hopefully I can get her finished tonight too. And hers was printed really well where there's not a lot of supports that I need to clean up. The Orville, thank you. Couldn't remember. And I didn't think about it till now, so that's why I asked chat instead of Google searching it. Because obviously I could have Google searched it. It's just my hands are busy. Is Bing still a thing? Probably. Microsoft probably wants people to use Bing to train their AI. Bing refuses to die. I used Bing a few times. It's really interesting what you can get on Bing versus Google these days. Like, Bing isn't bad. Yeah, when Google isn't getting me the goods, I turn to Bing. Yeah. I think DuckDuckGo might even still be around. Man, if you're old like me, you probably remember like having to do research in like high school and stuff, and only having a few trusted search engines that your teachers would encourage. You know, only use Ask Jeeves, okay? Only use Yahoo. Bing is there to compete against Google with DuckDuckGo and Brave Search. Alta Vista was fine until it faded away. Did you have classes in how to do search and you'd have to do booleans where you could like exclude search terms and stuff? Or put in date ranges? I don't even think Google search lets you do that anymore. And Google these days might as well just be a glorified Reddit search. Because I find myself, anytime I'm searching something, I'm getting a Reddit post as an answer or related. It's like, no, can you take me to somewhere that isn't Reddit? Like, Reddit is fine for searching certain things, but Reddit might as well be a glorified political propaganda site. Yeah, I don't want to get into politics. Political discussions. But I will say it's annoying when you have your small, cozy, niche subreddit dedicated to, like, a game. Or not even dedicated to a game. Like, dedicated to a character in a game. So, like, how to play, let's say, Dazzle in Dota 2. Or how to play a certain deck in Commander for Magic the Gathering. Like, really, really niche, hyper-focused categories. And you still get political posts on those threads, on those forums. It's like, the reason why I'm not posting in the main subreddit is because it is political. I'm just here for my hobby, man. I did get annoyed. There is a resin printing and 3D printing subreddits, and they're very good for learning about how to do 3D printing and specifically in resin, like I do. But there was a thread where someone was doing a showcase, and I think it's an artist that I follow, so of course I like them. I'm emotionally invested because it's an artist I like, and they posted, "Ta-da! Here's so and so from so and so, you know, printed in this resin on this printer, yada yada." And then the person's like, "Man, I can't believe there's so many people in 3D printing that are just there for the gooning." And it was just like super heavily upvoted, and tons of people were like, you know, replying and agreeing with it too. And it's like, it was a totally safe for work, like not even a sexy posed character or anything. It was just an anime girl. I don't remember what from. And dude, people were just going nuts, just dogpiling anime hate on this thread. I was like, okay, I'll just come here for the advice. I'm not gonna post any showcases. Because the post I saw there was very tame, and it's like, you know, I've got way less tame stuff. Hey, what's up, Arugel? I will say, though, a lot of internet discourse has been completely brain rotted, and I even feel brain rotted by using the term brain rotted, but I don't even know how to describe it. Like, there's people describing Alyssa Liu, I think that's how you say her last name, as gooner bait because she stuck her tongue out while posing with her gold medal. I was just like, what? She's just excited and doing a goofy face. It wasn't like she was doing a Hago face, which I would totally understand would be gooner baiting. But it was just a girl doing a cute smile with her tongue out. I was like, I can't believe she's gooner baiting. I was like, what are you... I hate the internet when I see things like that. people act like prudes. Yeah. Guarantee you they have degen stuff to hide and are worse. Dude, that's what always happens with like the people who are like, oh, all anime is CP. And then they get caught with like actual CP. It's like, oh, so you're just projecting. I gotcha. Like, what's the famous one? Was it Dr. Pizza or Mr. Pizza or something? That guy was on Twitter. It was like this vehement anti-anime dude. And he actually got arrested for, you know, possession of real... I shouldn't be laughing because it's sad that stuff exists, but I mean, it's just like how this guy was behaving when he's like consuming the real stuff. I don't know. Everyone is wankers. True. I was trying to, I don't know anything about Made in Abyss, but my fiance discovered it recently and was absolutely horrified by its contents. I didn't know how to describe what it is and why it exists to her, because I don't know anything about it. She was just like, these are children! I'm like, yeah? And that's all I could say was just confirm with her, like, the true facts of what she said. But I know it's decently popular. But I don't know what else is going on with that comic or show to try to explain its existence. It's the Happy Tree Friends of Anime. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, pretty horrific things happen to the characters. Like, I know that. I've seen it memed and reposted and all that stuff. Children are dangerous, Jack. No, it's kids are cruel, Jack, and I'm very much in touch with my inner child. Speaking of revengeance. Has wife seen Happy Tree Friends? She probably has. I think she's been on the internet long enough. Oh man, the 20th book for Chainsaw Man came out today, and I've seen some spoilers, but I haven't seen every spoiler, so there was stuff that happened in this book that I had no clue about, and now I'm just like, I of course read it as soon as I got it in the mail, and now I'm just like, alright, how many months do I have to wait till book 21 comes out? Because I gotta see how our heroes get out of the pickle that they're in. But now all the meme artwork I've seen with Yoru and the Uncle Sam get-ups and the American flag bikinis and stuff makes sense. I was gonna say, okay, this is Mario. This is one of the lava levels, or Bowser stage. One thing I miss from my childhood demo discs of games, arts, and trailer videos, I just miss having a manual that you can flip through. To show you more art, tell you what to do, where to go, your type advantages and disadvantages. I was actually pretty happy that the Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles had the job chart that shows, okay, these jobs turn into this, but then there's secret jobs that you have to figure out. That was pretty cool. But, like, that's why we didn't need tutorials back in the day, because it was, you had the manual, you read the book, and it tells you how to play the game. So then you boot up Super Metroid, and it's like, okay, I already know how to run and jump and shoot, because I read the manual. I know what the buttons do. Captain from Wally. Manual? Open. This piece is going to be tricky. Awkwardly shaped, and it's got these thin... Each of these stairs is connected by this thin piece of rug, I guess. So I can't put a lot of pressure because I might bend these and they might break. So we got to be gentle while sanding these. Of course, I'm like jumping from tool to tool. I need to get like these flakes off. I've seen people have like 10 3D printers all going for commissions. Sadly, I'm not that busy where I need 10 printers. Actually, my printer's not even running right now. It should be, because I do have someone that's interested in a Shiori print, and I need to get it started. I'll probably do that tonight before bed. Yeah, I don't know where I'd have the space for 10 printers. I'd have to like go rent a garage somewhere or something. But that would be cool if I was busy enough to have 10 printers, then I could just like work from home and just do 3D printing. I think that'd be pretty fun. Thin piece, hold it on by faith. Here, I'll see if I can't fit it together to show you what it's supposed to look like. Here, move her delicate hair. Hopefully I didn't accidentally break any of these. I'm not going to rest it on that. So, we have the base. We have like this 30-degree wedge. And then the top base connects. And then this is like a floating staircase that connects. If you can see that. And then I think she stands... I have to pull up the picture again. But I think she stands on the staircase like she's walking down it. But it's pretty cool. It looks mystical. My other hope is once I finish this, that all the parts get there safe and sound. I go through a lot of bubble wrap trying to protect these parts. The only time I've had issues with parts breaking due to what I did on shipping was a guy in Japan had ordered a mume from me, and her hair broke on the way. And to be fair, hair are these long, thin, spindly bits. So if there was anything going to break, it was going to be the hair. What is going on? Hang on, did my... Oh, it's... it's Conker's Bad Fur Day. It's the Mighty Pooh song. I did not expect that. That changed on me. It's the Pooh song, yeah, from Conker's Bad Fur Day. Bubble wrap versus newspaper versus cardboard paper. It honestly, it's probably a mix of all three would be the best. Characters with long hair are gonna be a pain. Yeah, look at her long hair. And just anything that I can do to immobilize the pieces so they don't shift around in shipment. Imagine if and when the Zoomers discover Conker's Bad Fur Day, it's going to get called Gooner Bait. Imagine if they re-released Conker's Bad Fur Day on the NSO or on that Rare console. Conkers is never getting a re-release. What if they re-released it, or they made a new Conkers game and they just like pretend like Conker's Bad Fur Day never even happened? Diddy Kong Racing can't be released because Conker's in the game? Really? Conker's Bad Fur Day just like ruined the reputation of Conker and everything else? Yeah, I know he first appeared in Diddy Kong Racing. I never played this game. Though I did play the South Park game, so I have played crude N64 games. But yeah, it's not like Conker swears in Diddy Kong Racing, so I don't see how Diddy Kong Racing would be a problem. Or is it just they don't want to acknowledge that Conker ever existed, so that's why they won't release it. The copyrights? Does Conker not belong to Rare? Or did they shop out the rights to Conker to another company to make Conker's Bad Fur Day? Conker's the Epstein of game IPs. Conker's owned by Rare? Okay.
Who'd have thought a good little squirrel like you could destroy my beautiful clagginess? Oh, I'm going! Oh, no!
Well, yeah, if Conker is owned by Rare, then I don't understand the copyright. If there's a copyright issue. Here we go. Smash had good music. Oh, they have a lot of parodies in Conker's Bad Fur Day. I can understand that being an issue for re-releasing Conker's Bad Fur Day. I just don't know how it affects Diddy Kong. But then again, Gex had a lot of movie references too. I don't think parodies can be subject to copyright. That probably doesn't stop companies from trying to sue for copyright. Got a friend of mine who only plays games if it has anime. Everyone wants anime. I mean, I remember being a kid and seeing games that were anime and being like, okay, I'm really interested in that, even if the game was bad. Or they'd be ridiculously difficult, like Grand Blue. But I might find Grand Blue difficult because I don't play many fighting games. Or is it not Grand Blue? What am I thinking of? What's the anime fighter that I'm thinking of? If it's not called Grand Blue. Is it BlazBlue? Is that what I'm thinking of? I'm not aficionado when it comes to fighting games, clearly. Gotta find a way to mod anime girls in the COD. They had skins for the guns that you could buy that had anime girls on the guns. That's as close as you're gonna get to anime in Call of Duty, I think. Or playing Overwatch, that's gonna be the closest you'll get to an anime shooter, I think. Actually, yeah, how come we don't have like a dedicated anime shooter? We have anime Dark Souls, anime RPGs, of course, anime racing. I'm sure there's an anime racing game. Uma Musume. Japan isn't into first-person shooters. Fair enough. I guess also, too, in first person, you're not going to see your anime character, so it'd have to be a third-person shooter, and those are just icky. Because then if you're a third-person shooter, you're also competing with... you're competing with Fortnite. Which might as well be an anime shooter with how many anime characters are playable in it. Like, don't they have, like, Hatsune Miku and stuff? And Goku? Oh, I hate sanding. It's a necessary evil. This part's really chewed up because it was on a whole bunch of supports that were really difficult to get off. And my first time through were, I actually broke this the first time through and had to reprint it. So I knew going into this tonight that this part was weirdly delicate just because of how it's structured. But I still got time. If I accidentally broke it, I could still reprint it. Get it done by the end of the week. But I would prefer not to do that. Forgot Fubar and Strinova exist? I haven't heard of those. The Fubar joke from Saving Private Ryan is still one of my favorite gags. They keep saying Fubar, and they have this nerdy kid named Oppum on their team. He's only been done office work, field office work, so like typewriting and stuff, translating. So the soldiers keep saying stuff as Fubar, and he's like, oh, I don't know what Fubar is. And they tell him, oh, it's German. And he's like, well, I speak German. And they're like, oh, look it up in the dictionary. And like, later, there's a scene. He's like, you know, sir, I keep looking up Fubar in the dictionary. I can't seem to find it. Really good movie. Always worth a rewatch, in my opinion. I never skip it if it comes on. Strinova, I thought that game was dying. I didn't know about it, so can't tell you if it's dying or not. It's a gacha third-person shooter? Okay. Alright. I think that's probably about as good as I'm going to get it. Thankfully, most of the support marks are on the bottom. So like I showed you, this goes on the base, so this isn't going to get seen as much. I mean, you can see the bumps, but I swear, like, it feels smooth running my finger on them, so it should be pretty good. The only spot I'm worried about is this little... It's a little burr, like, right here. Okay, yeah, that was... I needed to file it. Ranked 1 okay, still in GM2 hell. Are you done playing for the night then? The player can go into a wall and become 2D and pop off and become 3D again. Wait, that sounds pretty cool. Why am I logged into Steam on this computer? Sorry if you guys heard that. I'm getting invited to play Dota 2. Another night. Oh wait, I know I was on Steam on this computer. It's because when my main computer was dead, I had to play some games on this computer to keep my sanity. Okay, this Nerissa's taking longer than I thought. So I know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow night. We're going to keep working, get as much done as I can tonight. But I'll probably wrap up here in like the next 45 minutes or so. Oh, okay. That's supposed to be there. All right, let's just smooth the top of this. Take care of these bumps. Each shooter and agent has their own specials and specific weapons like ARs, SMGs, and DMRs. Okay. There was a Call of Duty where they had operators that had special abilities, but you could pretty much pick any weapon you wanted on each of them. I don't know what this is. Oh my god. Genuine Etch, thank you so much for the raid. Hello. Welcome to my little workshop here on Twitch and YouTube. I have a Nerissa Ravencroft 3D print that I'm post-processing, which is cleaning up support marks from. Hopefully you had a good stream. What were you doing tonight? Hey, what's up, Cyber? Howdy, Wizardly Frog. Welcome. The model is good. She's a lot more intricate and a lot bigger than I thought. So I've spent over 2 hours on just one model tonight. Hey, have a good night, Dave. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. I can't tell if these are part of the belt or if they're supports. Yeah, just to give you an idea of her size, this is her hair. Hopefully these connect together better once I clean them up a little. Oh yeah, I see why they aren't going in. But yeah, nice big print. So hopefully I have a happy customer at the end of the week. Ah, okay. There we go. That connects better. Seems big until you remember you have to paint the face and the eyes. Well, thankfully, I'm not painting this one. This is I'm shipping as an unassembled kit. Someone else is going to paint it, but I do painting here. Sunday night I was painting. I have a GG I'm working on, so I do have a little face. Thursday I was planning on hopefully doing more painting. But if I'm behind on shipping this order, I might be working on this order some more on Thursday. Hey, Cyber, thank you for the gifted sub. Genuine Etch, welcome to the workshop. Enjoy your potion badge and channel emotes. Wizardly Frog, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the workshop. Yeah, I can't... Those look like supports, but they're also, like, kind of tiny. I don't know if I can dig them out. Etch, what were you streaming today? If you don't mind me asking. It's a ton of work to get those seams to align. The seam on the hair doesn't seem too bad. Once I sand down the insides, they should match pretty well, I think. Plus, the artist looks like they cut it so it follows the hair pretty well. But if I was working on a personal project or a customer order, I use Milliput as a gap filler. This stuff's awesome. Hardens as hard as like solid plastic in like 24 hours, and you can paint it, sand it, prime it, whatever you need to do. But it's like a two-part like Play-Doh, and you mix the two parts together 1-to-1, and then just smush it where you need to go, then sand it down when you're done. Yeah, $8 for this at Hobby Lobby, and I've used very little to give you an idea of how much. I've still got all this left to go. I do have a live 2D, yes. When I'm doing my hand cam streams, I'm on a different computer, and the webcam is for capturing my work, not my face, so I can't do the live 2D. But when I do gaming, I have a really fancy live 2D. I might have a PNG. Yeah, oh no, that's the old model. Okay, so I don't have a PNG of the new model on this computer. I shocked myself. I was like, oh wait, I do. Oh wait, no I don't. Oh my god. I have all these little pieces to do. Thankfully, these don't require much work. I just have to be very careful so I don't snap anything. I almost closed my hand with all this in there. That would have broken some parts. I always thought about needing a cam for my traditional art, but I feel like I need it to be a big space to set up a camera. Are you doing like painting a canvas on an easel? I would imagine that would take up some space, yeah. But I have a desk with just a regular webcam mount and a $200 webcam. But Cyber's told me about the document cams, and those are pretty awesome. My mom wanted to record herself doing crochet, and I suggested her that same document cam that you recommended, Cyber, and it worked out really well for her. Just like chalk pastels or watercolors. Yeah, if you have a desk and desk space, get a document cam. I'll see if I can't search it out. Actually, it might be in my DMs with Cyber. Hang on a second. Cyber the... Oops. Nope, it's just Cyber Wolf. And search in here, document. Here's the pictures of it, and here's the link to it. Yeah, check that out. Wizardly Frog. When he recommended it to me, it was down in price from $90 to $65. My mom bought it at $65. But from what I've heard, they work really well. I already had this camera from another project, so I just used it again. It's a 4K camera, so maybe slightly better than a document cam, but not ideal for doing this sort of stuff. I have a, I guess I could say friend, VTuber friend, Daishima. He does tea streams, but I asked him, like, hey, what's the ideal way to do hand cams? And he's like, you need to get like a DSLR camera and get the adapter to plug it in directly to your computer. And that's where you get like the best depth of field and frame rate and all that stuff. But that's like a $2,000 setup. So, but I think if you're just starting out, I mean, get something like the document cam, because you can always save up and work towards something bigger, or, you know, if you don't like it, then you can sell off the camera. I don't know, what's the meme that was going around on Twitter not too long ago? It was like, you can make it first and make it better later, or something like that. So it's cool you do animation, Genuine Etch. That's got to be tricky. My only experience with animation is trying to do like keyframe effects in Adobe. And then very briefly I tried to learn how to animate stuff in Live 2D and gave up on that because that was really tricky. Thankfully, the horns don't have a whole lot going on to them. There we go. Smaller pieces, of course, have less supports on them, so they're going to be less work. So I did most of the big pieces first, so now we just got to clean up the little ones. Make it first thing, be perfect later. Thanks, Exodus. Yeah, even my first VTuber model was just like a little head before I got the full body rigging. I say full body rigging. It's a full body size model, but it still only rigs to your face. There's like teeny tiny bumps from the supports on this. But this thing is so tiny. I gotta gently sand. I can't apply too much pressure as I will definitely break this. Did they save the best for last? The Super Marios? I wonder if I brace it against my thumb, if they'll let me sand it without breaking it. Okay, that's kind of getting us there. Hey, enjoy cooking. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for following. Have a great night or day, depending on where in the world you are. I'll probably be on for about another half hour. I'm just going to try to finish this Nerissa at this rate, which I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces to go. The amount of beat-em-ups I'm planning with peeps is ridiculous. I think those are fun. I'm looking forward to Castle Crashers. I think I missed one of the beat-em-ups with you because I was either sick or my computer was dead. Or is that Resident Evil? I can't remember. But no, I'm looking forward to playing games with you. I've been noticing a lot of my friends have been collabing lately. I was like, oh man, I haven't done a collab in a while. I think like I played World War Z with Gondola. Or Kai, I'm sorry. Whoop. I dead named him. Actually, I did 2 streams with him. But one of them I couldn't stream. OBS wasn't working. And the other I couldn't play and stream at the same time. No, that happened for World War Z. I couldn't play and stream at the same time. The game was just taking too many resources. The OBS just wouldn't work. I don't know why. And then there was a stream to play Resident Evil Outbreak, but I didn't stream my point of view from it. No, it was World War Z. Actually great zombie game, but something happened between me putting together the new computer that even though I used upgraded parts to put my new computer together, it wouldn't play the game and stream it, even though I have streamed World War Z with Kai in the past on the previous build, and it didn't crash, so I don't know what happened. Uh-oh. Are we not getting Donkey Konged? No, it's the end of the playlist. Fine, you got me. Time to find another playlist. There's so many songs I do want to play, but I know it will not go through. Can we get away with StarCraft 1 music? I hope so. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm just trying to work my way back into streaming after my stuff being broken for so long. It's probably my brand of autism where if nothing goes to plan, then it's just like, oh, well, I just give up. So I'm trying not to be defeatist about it, where it was like, well, the printer broke, the streaming broke, OBS broke, my internet broke. But I can't be like that. I can't let technology get the better of me. Yeah, dude, you gotta try to be positive too, but I mean, you gotta get through your grieving first. It's funny you say you gotta be positive, because, like I said, I got invited to play Dota 2 a second ago. One of the guys I play with is, he mains a character called Bloodseeker, and the characters have voice lines in the game that you can spam, and he always spams the, don't be negative, be positive, and it's a play on words, because Bloodseeker, be positive is a blood type. But you just reminded me of that. There's a friend slop game we gotta play. I haven't played any friend slop. I didn't get invited to the Lethal Company collab. It's called Super Battle Golf. You told me about this. I think you were telling me about this. My last stream. Nah, you're alright, dude. If it's on Steam, DM me a link to the store page so that way I can bookmark it, wishlist it, whatever, so that way I don't forget about it. And then I'll know if it goes on sale, or when you say, okay, time to play this, I can go buy it. Okay. Well, we got the support marks off that hip. It's a pretty feather skirt thing she's got. I think it's her skirt. But a very light piece, so not a lot of supports that need handling. He's broke, he's poor, he's old! I couldn't believe he was begging for yellow paint during the Leon segment today. That was hard. It was really funny to watch because I hadn't seen him that salty in a long, long time. And he was trying to say that like Capcom ruined the game or something, and no one in his chat was buying it, not even his mods. all his mods are like, dude, you need to stop standing still. You need to actually move so you don't get hit. Yeah. I was watching, and I guess there's suicide bombing zombies in Resident Evil, so I'm watching, I hear this ticking, and I'm like, that's got to be a bomb. And then he unscopes, looks to his left, and there's a zombie with a bomb that just, like, grabs him and explodes. He's like, what? That guy came out of nowhere. I was like, dude, you have headphones on. How did you not hear that ticking? And then he had a pretty amazing unrecorded crash out where he was upset that he didn't get his arbitrary money goal. But what I loved about it was he's like, I got $400 last night. Where's the support today? It's like, wow, you give him $400 in one night and he expects $400 every stream afterwards. Dude is insane. Dude is, yeah. It was an amazing stream today. And then I saw he got featured in another games journalist meme going around on Twitter again, so he's gonna be real happy for going viral for his Resident Evil playthrough. Plays games and wants an engineer's salary. Yep. It's really something to witness how he's mentally incapable of holding on money, any money given to him. Bro, like, the other day he starts his... Sunday. It was Sunday he starts his stream, and he's got more crap in the background. He's got this wooden fist holding a controller. And it's a it's a prop from IKEA. He paid $40 for a hunk of wood shaped into a fist holding to be a controller stand for him. He genuinely loves toys. Look, as someone who's surrounded by, like, little knickknacks and figurines and stuff, you know, like, it's great that he loves toys. I still love toys and figures and stuff. But, like, I buy what I can afford. And I don't cry to people on the internet when I can't make my money because I have a job. I did almost let that F-bomb fly, you're right. It got halfway out of my mouth. Well, her hand was pretty easy. Maybe a little bit of sanding here on the thumb. It's the problem with him is moderation. I don't think it's a word or a trait or a value that he has or practices. And I guess I just don't care how he spends his money. It's just, I just don't like how he gets his money. And it's not that he's a streamer making money. It's that he's, like, crying poor every stream. Even today. But even today he acknowledges that he got $400 on last night's stream. And he'll do all this, I need support, support is dwindling, I didn't get any subs on Kick today. And then someone will be like, oh man, it sounds like you're not doing real well. And he's like, I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm the most successful I've ever been. So, Quartering used to do that a lot. I don't know if he still does. I haven't really watched him. I don't even watch the Kino Casino cover Quartering anymore. But Quartering was another one who'd start like a GoFundMe for stuff. But then he'll get into arguments with Keemstar bragging about how he's a millionaire. It's like, dude, if you're a millionaire, why are you asking for your audience to fund your lawsuit? No, it'll never be enough. That's why when he says things like, guys, if I win the lottery, I'd still be here for the love of the game. They'd be like, yeah, you'd still be here. But you'd still be here begging. DSP could win the lottery today and he'd still come back on stream begging for $150 a stream. I mean, we've seen him practically win the lottery. How much money did he get from Emerald 7? He got at least $40,000 in tier 3 subs on Twitch when he was on Twitch. And that money was gone in like 3 months. It was vanished as quickly as he got it. I mean, we saw it with Asmongold. He got like a 10k bump from Asmongold. And he even streamed himself burning that money. Oh, let me redo my setup. Which, not a bad idea. It's probably the first time I've ever seen him like put money into like the setup and his job and stuff and like getting stuff to make things work. But then he gets a desk too big for his room. He gets monitors too big for his desk. And then he gets he does a second camera angle, which is a cool idea, except the second camera angle just shows like even less than this setup. It's like cut diagonally here because this whole part is his keyboard and this whole part is what he's actually building with Lego. And it's like, dude, how do you set yourself a $10,000 budget and you can't get the right furniture and things to like make it work? Like in some ways, oh, and then we're just burning money on a subscription to an AI music service too. Forgot about that. Whereas with $10,000, if you don't have to buy any new equipment, and a desk is like what, $1,000 at most. I mean, the desk that I'm using is $200. If I would be super generous and he gets a primo desk, he can drop $1,000 on it. Monitors are what, $400 to $800. Like he can take some of that leftover money and like pay someone to make DSP only music. Crazy idea. Quartering his DSP if DSP won the lottery. Apparently Quartering has a bunch of 3D printers and he's never used them. I don't know why you would buy more than one and then not use even one. Unless he's planning on like printing like whole 40k armies or something. They got a 6-hour video on him now. 6-hour video on Quartering or DSP? Quartering has a gambling problem. Is that what it is? I did business with him over a decade ago. Dude, over a decade ago when he was exposing like problems in Magic the Gathering, like that was good content. And that was good work that he was doing. And then it just like, instead of like covering hobby stuff, it turned into political stuff. And I had to stop watching him because it was just... He puts his face on one half of the screen. He puts the article he's reading on the other half of the screen, reads the article verbatim, doesn't paraphrase it, then says, let me know what you guys think in the comments section, and that's it. And he does a one and done take of those videos because he'll flub over his words, trip over what he's saying, stutter or something, and he doesn't edit it out. He doesn't redo the take. There's no jump cuts or anything. It's just one 9-minute video, start to end, read an article. Oh my god. It's 6 hours on quartering? Okay, I'll have to check it out. That's a clip from a longer stream. I don't know if they're clips from streams. They looked like they were... Like, he'd release 3 videos a day, and it would just look like he just recorded himself 3 articles in a row. Like, practically like how Phil will hit stop recording, start recording to separate his videos for YouTube. Jeremy's doing the same for recording himself reading political or news articles. Wait, they're all just clips from a stream? So he just streams himself reading articles? So he's like Ethan Ralph tier in content creation. Oh, man. Okay. Ethan Ralph was the poorest American in Mexico. That guy's had an incredible fall from grace. Melanie Mac got a fiance, so Quarter is mad his hostage can't be his anymore. Isn't Quartering married? Why does he care what Melanie Mac does? Instead of blowing up his money at the casino, he high rolls on various adventures that sink or succeed. Oh, like coffee brand coffee? Let's have a guy who does political content try to sell a politics-free coffee brand. That makes total sense. Alright, finish these 2 big pieces of hair and call it a night, guys. Just gotta try to clean up all these rough spots where the supports came off. Sorry, I don't know where it came out of me, where I just had to dump on quartering and DSP, but I cut that, I opened that vein, so let's let it all out. Quartering wouldn't have gone completely political if Wizards hadn't asked him earlier in an attempt to cover up not paying Sparkles for her work. Wait, Watsy, Sparkles is that cosplayer, right? And Jeremy made a crude comment about her looks. And he got axed over that, right? She wasn't paid in full for her work and likeness by Wizards. Man, just another reason for me to hate Wizards of the Coast. Okay. Jeremy's putting his wife to work so she can fuel his internet ventures. Dang, poor woman. Okay. Piece of hair got caught in my glove and I was afraid I was going to break the hair. And I don't have 6 hours tonight. I got to sleep, but I'm interested in the quartering video now. Yeah, his content was perfectly watchable, 10 years ago, maybe longer, when he was doing purely nerd stuff, like Magic the Gathering booster box openings and stuff, and, covering news and drama, cheating allegations, things like that. And then, I don't know, he's just not the right type for politics, at least in my opinion. Keep in mind, Wizards tried to pre-vet my question set in 2011 at the fort, which is often grounds in the news field to charge money, as that is listed under PR. Interesting. The call of the politics grift is too alluring. Yeah. I mean, especially when you see that other countries will funnel money into you to change your opinion. Or to get you to say certain opinions, too. And then somehow, after that gets exposed, those people still have audiences. Just incredible. The only politics I've cared about has been from Metal Gear. I'm pretty sure even Sargon of Akkad got out of politics and is into like gaming and stuff now. It's like what we were talking about earlier with the tea thing. Taxes. Maybe a review on Crash will finally save the West. Maybe we'll still get Gamergate 2. It Just quoting old Medicare vids. I mentioned Billy Mitchell earlier. He hinted at maybe making a Medicare hot sauce. And I can't eat hot sauce anymore. I can't eat anything spicy. But if he made a Medicare hot sauce, I'd buy a bottle and keep it in my cabinet and never touch it. It would be a collector's item for me. Got the limited edition Medicare sauce. I have the hoodie. I have a hat. I need to buy a hat for my hat. Loosening on people's morals, yeah. Hey, it was nice seeing you too, Insectoid. Have a good night. I'm going to wrap things up here too. I'm almost done with this last piece of hair. Hopefully I don't get in trouble playing Command & Conquer music. It's actually hard to listen to the remaster with no lyrics. Actually bring this thing to an end. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Move towards more ideas that will actually help bring this thing to an end. Yeah, next time I visit Kai, I think we'll both wear our Medicare hats. We talked about it the first time I met up, but I didn't bring it with me, so I kind of ruined the idea. Yeah, Wizards doesn't seem run that well. I mean, I don't even know of the stories that you've mentioned. It just adds to a sinking suspicion I've just had for the longest time. Oh, I can't. I don't think I can play this. I don't think anime music can get across. If it did, I would play more. Yeah, it's Sin from Genesis from Evangelion. Hyped for the new Eva? Yeah. I'm going to temper my expectations because the last movie, The Thrice Upon a Time, was garbage. I went into it with high hopes, high expectations. I was liking the rebuilds up until that movie, and then that movie is just bad. I don't want to be like, oh, it's objectively bad. It's okay if you enjoyed it. I wanted to enjoy it. I had moments of it that I found enjoyable, but it was horrible storytelling. Like, it did nothing for like wrapping up the storylines or anything, the new story that was like portrayed in the rebuild movies. And then we got this whole cheap, all the universes are connected kind of BS, and just, It was like a 14-year time skip, and then they don't like flashback or acknowledge or explain anything that happens in the 14-year time skip. Like everyone just goes along with like, yeah, that happened during the time skip, but Shinji was in a coma during the whole time skip, so nothing gets explained to him, and we're, as the audience, kind of experiencing the world through Shinji. So because nothing gets explained to him, nothing gets explained to us. And of course, Shinji's a massive pussy, so he's not going to ask about what's going on. He's just going to sit in the corner and cry. Okay, sorry, my stomach is now really acting up on me, so I'm going to actually wrap things up here. My stomach had been fine for so long. Okay. I know Yoko Toro's on this one, so it's going to be awesome and depressing all at once. And I mean, Evangelion's story is can be pretty depressing, so I think he'll do a good job telling it. And hopefully his version's better than the rebuilds. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap things up here pretty quickly. So let's find some people to raid, if I can find the button on YouTube. Before my stomach explodes. I actually don't know what that channel is. Oh, this person is playing Final Fantasy VI for the first time. Let's raid her. And it's an actual Japanese VTuber. What's up, Reggie? Yeah, keep it bright, white, and all right. And stay dangerous, mercenary. Sorry, guys, for the quick run. Let's find someone on Twitch. Kai's playing Resident Evil 4. We'll raid Kai. I like Kai. Kai's a friend. I was talking about him, so it's only fair. Raid Kai _Aster. Okay, go enjoy Resident Evil 4 with Kai. Probably one of the best Resident Evils. I still see we have a lot of people here from Genuine Edge. If you guys want to see more 3D printing stuff, I'll be painting on Thursday. Or doing more of these models, I don't know. But we'll do more 3D stuff on Thursday. That'll be the next stream, and hopefully I won't be late for that one. And I forgot who I clicked on for YouTube. If you guys are sticking around on YouTube, we're rating... Oh my god, what is her name? Kazmika Meruhen. Okay, say hi to her. Alright guys, have a great night. We'll see you Thursday. And take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble, make good decisions, all that fun stuff. Bye.